The drama for Spider-Man Universes Beyond collector boxes, well, it continues to unfold in real time. What players have to go through to get their hands on a box, and what the market says might be happening behind the scenes. Like a low-budget soap opera that you could watch weekly episodes of, the shady side of collector boxes, well, it looks like it's coming to light. Guys, Universes Beyond Spider-Man is going to be big, and a lot of people are ready to dive in on this thing, but it looks like there's a lot of manipulation in the secondary market. There's also a whole bunch of rumors that turned out to be true for the most part, so we have a lot to discuss for today's video. I'm MTG Moxman. Thanks again for hanging out. So what are we talking about? What's the shady side? What are we discussing? Well, we know now that the overall allocation numbers, although most stores got exactly what they requested, the numbers seem lower than Final Fantasy in many cases. This leads us to believe that the exclusive nature of these products makes them more difficult to come across, and of course, that means more expensive. Now, a couple of things happen when you have a product that you get less of than you request, or less, or just not available. You're getting what you're getting. But at the same time, you still got to make some money off these things, so the price starts to go up. You would think it would stay at a certain level, but that's not the case anymore. These prices are at the next level. Now, we also know from what we talked about in the last video yesterday that we have a lot of market manipulation, players using different addresses, trying to curb the market on any good deals that appear for collector boxes. A couple other stores have reached out and let me know that they were in a similar circumstance. They may or may not have caught it. They didn't want to go into too much detail. But some people did cancel and some people did not. So that kind of brings us around to you're not canceling because you probably got a higher price point. Some people did cancel because they wanted to get some for their local customers. There's a whole varying factor there that I've been asked not to touch too deep into because each store is an individual person and these are not people on my list. So they're just giving me some front-hand knowledge that I can share with you guys that, yeah, it kind of is. And in some cases, no, it's not. So now, this is where things get interesting. You see, when you have less product to go with, you got to pay rent, overhead, stores. When this all happens, you got to pay the piper. You got to pay for the hydro, you got to pay for the rent, you got to pay for your workers, which means you got to charge more money. The market says people want the product, so you're going to charge a lot more money. Let me share something with you here. Take a look at this first one. This is 401 Games here in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. They had boxes for $999.95 on pre-order. As soon as the Soul Stone came out, I've covered this in a couple of videos. It sold out within 15-20 minutes. They had no boxes left. The market went nuts. Now, this is where things get a little bit different. You see, I've been waiting to see what would happen with 401. I want to see when their restock was coming, when they actually got their allocation numbers, and they started to put the product back up. I figured $10.99. Tap it up a little bit, but not too aggressive. Instead, they took a slightly different take on things. Now, we can see here, they've got it for $1,399.95. These are Canadian prices, Canadian dollars. In the US, you take about 40% off, give or take a little bit. So when we look at this price tag now, you can see it is significantly higher than the $10.99 I was thinking. But so much more than what I talked about in yesterday's video, where that local store, and I confirmed because I got at that price, that it shouldn't really be this high, should it? If a store was charging, $6.99 or $7.99, and now you see it here at $13.99, you're left to ask yourself, what is the market doing and what is going on? Now, in some cases, you might say to yourself, the store is trying to keep some in stock. And I've seen this many times. They raise the price because they are getting less, or they're running low on inventory and they want to keep a few boxes around, but this product hasn't dropped yet. So it is not that situation. This is not a store trying to be defensive with their product and keeps them around for the long term in case players want it. This is, we can make a lot of money right now. Let's jack up the price and see what happens. And things are selling. Things are still selling very well. So any store that had a lower price, they're already out of the market. They've been bought out already in any of those circumstances we talked about yesterday, as well as even going up to $9.99, things are done. Spider-Man has gone out the door. We are past that point. And that's a very scary margin of error with the prices to think about how much discrepancy I've just discussed with you in the last 40 seconds. $6.99 or $7.99. Stores confirmed had those prices before they sold out. And those stores are anywhere between 12 and 24 boxes. That's the only category that I could find at that price range, okay? Everything after 24 boxes is at a higher price point. So just keep that in mind for the terms of this video. So then you go ahead and you say, okay, we've gone now to $13.99. Well, how high does it go? Well, if I jump over here and I share with you face to face, they haven't changed their price. They're still at $14.99, but instead of having 7 boxes left, they're back up to 15. They've added more inventory. They got more boxes. And they're saying, yeah, we've got this much for sale at $14.99. Now, this already pushes it past anything we saw for Final Fantasy. We are past the point of Final Fantasy, and it's looking like you're in a totally different area. And this is what makes you wonder, makes players second guess, because players can take screenshots just like I can. They can store them, inventory them, spreadsheet them, and look at where the prices were at all these different times. In case they have a hazy memory, in case you don't really recall, you can always go back after looking at this. Nobody really takes the time except for content creators like myself, but you want to look and see how things break down. How did a store make that decision? Maybe you can ask some of the workers, maybe you can find out from the owner. There's lots of reasons why these things occur, but there's a lot of core issues to do with pricing that can't be adjusted. But these look to be beyond the outside of that norm, okay? Not to mention that all the lower stores that had all those market buyouts from all kinds of people using P.O. boxes we talked about, that's still going on. It's still around, right? These things, just because I mentioned it once, doesn't mean it didn't happen dozens of times. It means I only got caught once. I wonder how many more are going on out there. Now, if I jump over, though, and you looked at TCG Player, you can see right now somebody's asking for $1,098.96, plus the $34.99 shipping. So we're over the $1,100 mark, okay? And that's US. Now this is where things get scary, because $1,100 US means you'd add about 45% to that price to convert it to Canadian, which means we are already around $1,700 Canadian for a box if we use this pricing. Now, for sales though, when we're looking at the sales listing of these boxes, you can see they're actually selling from anywhere from $9.99 all the way to like $9.98. It's right in that range, or $8.89, $9.89. Anywhere in that range you can see we are selling boxes. We are selling 4, 6, 10. Guys, this is a lot of product to move at this price point. Now, I'm not sure why people are buying, 10 boxes. I'm not sure unless you're a store or you're a person who just loves to open Spider-Man, or a flipper, speculator, or scalper. There's a lot of reasons why an individual may choose to buy that boxes, but I also know people who bought 20 boxes for personal use. I understand. It can happen. But when you see the market raising the prices like this, and I want to go back to where we saw the prices a little bit cheaper, $6.99 and $7.99. If those prices had been that way across the board, we probably would have seen the market wiped out already. I'm going to give you that. Okay? At that low of a price, and I'm not saying low isn't it's a bad thing, like this is, it's still an expensive product, but at that price point, which is Final Fantasy level, there's a lot of Spider-Man fans out there. There are a lot of people who love all the films, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland. There's movie fanatics out there who buy this stuff too. Just like we saw with Final Fantasy, they're just fans. They want to get as much of any of these special moments as they can, and this is big. So when we're seeing these prices kind of crack down on this and see this kind of sales volume break out, even with prices climbing up as high as they are, stores are still getting sales, which means the market's decided this is acceptable. The market has decided that this is okay, and these prices are going to be accepted at least for the short term. Now, I don't know what happens when stores keep these products long term. We haven't gone to this level before. We haven't seen these types of products at that high end. It hasn't happened ever, and I never thought it would in probably my lifetime, but we're here. We're front row, and now we get to see what the market's going to do. This is kind of a weird area of the collector box market. I didn't think really, I heard rumors before, and I know there was less allocation numbers coming to some stores who'd ask for like 50 boxes or whatever, 48, and they only got the 24. And I know a lot of places asked for 12, and they got their 12. It's only the really high end that didn't seem to get it. If I asked for more and I was a lower level store, I didn't get as many as I'd asked for. But the big stores look like they got pretty high numbers, but it's still less than they got for Final Fantasy is what I've been told. So I'm curious to see where this is all going to break down the sales market, because you got to make profit. But at this level, we're already past where Final Fantasy was. I'm like, that's a lot of money coming in. They're taking the risk. There's a lot of pre-order money sloshing around, and there's a lot of fans. So this drama is not done. The drama is going to continue. This drama department is going to keep pumping this stuff out until we get all the spoiler season out, and if we see more crazy cards, the market's going to the next level. But I want to give you the silver lining. the silver lining for anyone who just wants to get some of the cards, this is all good news. This is absolutely 100%. When you can go and get a chunk of cards you like, shipped to your house, dirt cheap, because there was such a glut opened on the market, you praise that day. You're excited to see cards enter the market like the good old days where mass box openings happened back in 2020, 2021. We saw so many cards get opened in the market and prices dropped so low that everyone could go in and get what they wanted at a reasonable price. This is a different world we're in. The flashy variants, the special art cards, not to mention the exclusive nature of the collector box means, yeah, there'll be some cards that are really difficult to get. Maybe you can't get those, but at least you can get the cheaper variant ones of the exact same card mechanic. Soulstone Basic Edition versus the really, cool alternate ones that you might want to get, but at least you can have the card, which is kind of nice. I want to see what you guys think about everything that's going on in the market. I want you to drop these comments down in the comments section. And if you're new to my channel, hey, hit that subscribe button. Join in, team up with Team Moxman. We're here each and every day. Thanks again for hanging out. Let me know what you guys think in the comments section, and I'll be back tomorrow with another video. Hey, a big shout out and thank you to the fantastic patrons of the channel. Thanks again for that continued support each and every day. Now, of course, if it wasn't for the patrons or YouTube membership members, videos like this with editing, time, and effort would not be available or possible. So thank you again for that support. Looking forward to seeing you guys each and every day. And you know what? Everyone have a great day out there. It's still summertime. And you know what? Winter's not upon us yet, so let's enjoy the rays. Welcome back, guys. Sorry. It has been a day. It's been a day. We're here and it's it's really late. It's really late. Long days at work. Long day at work today. The unexpected happened. So this ramble jamble is brought to you by, honestly, a sitting Moxman because these dogs are resting. These feet are sore, man. I find it very interesting that the collector box market is where it's at now. It's fascinating. I love it. I love the cards, love the art, I love the product. The price of it is kind of zany to me. It's kind of... Oh, by the way, anyone seeing up there from the weekend live stream? I haven't recorded the names yet, so I can't erase it until I record everything. I didn't have time, so it's still up there until I can record everything. Also, the 30K party stuff is posted on the Patreon. Feel free to take a look if you're one of the patrons. And then the video will be out probably the next day or two. So, looking forward to it. I gotta put that all together. Just the editing part. But that's okay. We're almost right. We're almost right. Now, back to this. The collector boxes. This kind of stuff. Remember these being like $2, then $3.19. Then it just kept going up, right? But as you lower the production run, you are creating... Well, it is artificial scarcity, but they control the market that way. So it's their prerogative to print less. And it's smart. You make more money. Less effort, more money, and people just hound you for the next product. It's get this perpetual wave of I need this, and I like that. I actually like it because I'm looking forward to seeing what comes next. I want to see what they do. I want to see if they mess up. I want to see if they give me something truly awesome like I'm seeing with the Soulstone. I can't help it. I like it. I don't know if it's going to work mechanically well in the game. It looks like it will, but you never know until you actually try things out sometimes. But I like the look of it, and that just gets... It fuels the juices of excitement when I'm thinking about these things. That being said, it's late. That's all I've got for you today. I'm curious to see what the market does, though, with the prices the way they are. In all honesty, they should reject the prices, but they're not going to. It doesn't matter what me or others like us feel if we think it's too high or the market's where the market is. The market is high, and it's accepted the price. Whether we agree with it or not, that's the price. It's kind of scary. It's like why you don't go to like a World Cup soccer game. You can't afford the tickets, right? You have the choice. You can either bankrupt yourself trying to go to some of those events, or you have to say, I just can't afford it, man. I'll go next time. Sorry, I got the drink here. Yeah, that's all I got. We're good? We're good? I hope you're good. I hope you guys are having an awesome day. I'm just tired. I feel awesome. I just feel like, a little bit more than I'm used to in a given work day, All right, have a great one. Chill out. Have a drink on me. Kick back with some water, maybe some coffee, whatever floats your boat. See you guys later. Ramble. Jamble.